don't want that to happen. And so we live in an internet era where so many people have actually sought out to, because everyone can be an expert these days.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
Like you can name yourself anything and the world will believe that is who you are. Because then there is no background check, there is no investigation, there is no knowing whether you are certified to do whatever you're licensed to do whatever you are supposed to do. So we are in a global economy where anyone can contact anyone and they can receive any kind of advice. And if you are not keen enough conviction from God to tell you what is right and what is not right, you'll find yourself following something that, and so many of these advisors and counselors are preaching their own fears.
Yes.
And because they're preaching their own fears, they have wanted people to either walk away, or they have wanted, or they have told people stick in there when they're not supposed to stick in there,
yes.
or walk away when you're not supposed to walk away,
yes.
because that should be an individual decision that you make. I want us to be able to talk about that a little bit.
Yes,
who we go to in times of need.
Let me start off by, first of all, let's just talk about advice. We mentioned something, when we're getting married, you have singers who will sit you down. And we've gone to bridal showers. I even stopped going to bridal showers because we are having singers there. I kept on seeing the same thing over and over. Not people, but the same topic, because you have had it here, so you're going there. And do you know where they were circling from? Sex.
Bedroom. Somersault.
Sijui.
Shake your waist.
Sijui nini. It is not about, that is
acrobatics
also,
in marriage.
You will want, you are being told about the acrobatic. You are being told about sijui butterfly.
What is butterfly?
Then they are telling you sijui Caesar.
What is that?
I am telling you, all this is there.
But no, why is it that me I have not heard of those
are
things?
All, I am telling you, that's why I told you.
Now you're making me curious.
All those were bedroom strokes that they would tell you for you to have.
Butterfly, Caesar.
Sijui, whatever, those that they know. But you are having a partner who wouldn't want the Caesar.
Does he even know the Caesar?
Does he even know the Caesar? And you're insisting
you're here doing acrobatics, and he's like, what's happening? They
don't want that. So you need to learn. The advice can be given. Take time to study your person.
Go on an adventure.
Tell him or her, what would you want me to do? That you two people.
I know. They know how they want to be served.
Yes. It is her body. It is his body. I don't like being grabbed for long. My hands, even if you're touching me, I love... So touch is not one of your core languages? No. No. I love being touching. I love, my language is touching, and my husband doesn't like being touched. He doesn't. He doesn't want you to hold hands until he begins sweating. No. But he will come, pat, he will tell you he loves you. So you need to know your partner. I don't like to be rubbed on my hand for long. So don't rub me. I'll even tell you, don't rub me.
It will irritate you.
It will irritate me. So the advice...
And switch you off.
Yes. So where are you getting the advice? That is between a person. Now the parents. We are having parents who have raised up daughters, and they are saying, if anything happens, you come back home. And now we are even more angry than the girl. The girl still wants her husband.
Yeah, and then you're
insisting you don't go back to that man. How can he...
Wow.
This man...
It's not your marriage.
It is not your marriage, for crying out loud.
It's her decision. If she has to learn, let her learn.
Let her learn. Yeah. So you're allowing pride get to you as a father, as a mother. And you're saying, you're not God.
Yeah. And you're not supposed to love them. It's your daughter who is
It is supposed to be your daughter and your son.
Yeah.
Your advice would be, it doesn't kill you. Because remember, when I get married, I am a child in this home.
Yeah.
I told people in Buganda, I said, I don't have a room in Bugisu. I left Bugisu, and I made sure my husband comes to pick me up from Budadiri, my village, the mountains.
Deep there.
It's not so deep. It is a nice one, but in the mountains. He had to come to Budadiri in the mountain to see our beautiful home, our beautiful place. So he knows where he got me from. He knows he got me from Budadiri. He knows even the route to Budadiri. So he knows I came to this girl's home. I picked her up from Budadiri. So his parents know that she no longer belongs to Budadiri. She belongs to, when I'm even preaching, I tell them I am not a Mgisu. I am called Luanga. I am a Muganda. I even speak,
and you fit so well.
I speak very good Luganda, by the way. So I am a Muganda. I belong to this family. The Bible says, your people shall be my people. Your God shall be my God. So there is no one who is going to take me away. It is already sealed. Even in the heavens, it is sealed. So as a parent, when you're giving advice, you should always remember this. I said yes. If you didn't want the boy,
you confessed with your mouth, you accepted with your heart.
You even blessed them. Because remember, Bahati, when we're getting married, they call your parents and they lay hands. Or a representative of the parent.
Yes. Whether you bless them in a cynical way, you blessed them.
You blessed them. You laid hands.
Yeah.
You put the hands there.
No one wants to read your emotions while you're blessing.
So if you didn't want them to be married, you should have said no.
Before.
When they are
so that they disobey and get married, and you know that
you say, I told you.
Yes.
Before they could even come for Kuchara, before they could even come for Kwanjula, before they could even walk down the aisle and stand in the presence of God, and
you had a chance.
Let me tell you, people think that it was just between two of them. No, Bahati. When I entered Gospel Assembly Church to get married to Jonathan, there were curtains. Those are witnesses.
Curtains.
They are witnesses.
But
the chairs.
Mrs. Luanga. They were witnesses.
The chairs were witnesses.
So you have a crowd of witnesses.
I have witnesses. And by the way, when we're going through this problem, I sat back and I assured, I reminded God, it's not that he forgets, but it is me getting to my position to address that. I am in the courts of heaven addressing the issue. And I said on the 9th of June, 20, when did we get married? We're 11 years in marriage. That year. I said on that day, I even remembered the weather. I remembered how it was. I remembered the cars that I sat in, the Benzes, silver. The curtains that were in church. The curtains that were in church.
And the chairs.
The chairs. The flowers also there. There was decoration. The keyboard was there. The drums were there. They are all witnesses.
Okay.
They witness. They all have what? Breath. The walls have ears. See, the proverb, the one who wrote Proverbs said, speak little, less the what? The walls do what? Hear. That means everything has
Someone
ears.
Is out there saying, but Mrs. Luanga, problems go to your head. They go to your head.
The word of God was alive. I had to speak. That is why when I told my mom, I'm talking about parents and advice.
Yes.
When I spoke to my mom told me, God, this is something that hit her because I'd been traveling to minister. I'd just come back from South Africa, ministering.
Well, you were in your rough patch.
Before the rough patch, when I'm on, I was still, Naje field,
there.
You're feeling, yes, you have, Maringo. Nilikuwa na maringo. Yani, even when I'm walking, unaona maringo. Walking and walking, even them dropping down and they're like, Kwenli, tuko na uyo. So, when I came back and I was going through that, and when my mom called, remember I had not told her.
Yeah, you told us the part where you told her.
I didn't tell her. I went through this because this is what they did. It is your marriage. You make it or break it. You're not going to run back to mommy to cry out to her, to break her heart. Hapana, she has where she stops. So she wants you to come back and give a testimony to her. So when I was telling her, she told me, oh, by the way, Aggie, do you know that you are going through this because there are so many people that you minister to and you are going to minister to in this situation. Actually, I said this is the Holy Spirit ministering to her. Because according to her, if it were her, she would have said, my only daughter, come back home. Home where? I go back to do what?
But here she is. She's like, you know what? Yeah, this is just a hurdle. That
was the advice. She had also gone through a marriage where my father would bring children. Yeah? My dad was an engineer in Uganda.
But he was engineering everywhere.
Everywhere! See, we had...
With everyone.
You get it. But she stayed in her marriage. She's a vet doctor.
Lord, this conversation is just taking me off course.
She's a vet doctor. What did they do? You think, by the way, when you look, there are people who have siblings who are steps. How come our mothers never left? How come they stayed back? It is because of the advice that was given to them. And remember, they were religious.
And they took time to also think.
And they took time. Now.
And to make sure that it's their own decision and no one else's. But these days, it can be of a certain speaker in Europe. And because of that speaker, you're making a decision in your own marriage.
And then we also thinking, oh, I saw... let me give a classic example that everyone wants. Beyonce. Oh, she lives her life, but she's always with her husband. They are stuck together. They've not broken up. You want...
Do they have issues? Yes.
Yes, they do, and plenty, and many of them. But maybe her mom, with the foundation of the mother and the father being people who raised them up in church, there is something they instilled. So who are you listening to? Did you know...
Who has your ears? They determine your future.
Yes. Did you know that most of the Senga, for a record, we are not attacking no one. Most of the Sengas that give this advice are not married. Most of the Kojas that are giving this advice are not married.
They're also the engineers, engineering everyone.
Engineering everyone.
But I said that while looking down. Don't stone me. Don't throw stones, please.
Most of them, not because we don't like them. We love the advice. It's also good advice to tell you how to please your husband. That is very good. But there is more to pleasing. Yeah? There is more to pleasing.
There is communication.
There is communication.
There is working hard.
Working together. Vision.
There is knowing God.
Yes.
And God being at the center
of the center of it all. So who are you listening to? And I said, parents, please, let's sit down with our children. Of late, we are so busy. We are so busy. We are here. We don't even, every weekend, you don't. Let me tell you. If you purpose and say, on Saturday, I will spend the afternoon with my children until evening. I'll get out on Sunday. You will do, there will be a big impact, and that time will be provided for you. But we are so busy, we're saying, no, it is my life. But God has given you children. And they're in your life. So you have to make sure they are in your life. I have time with my children. You know, with these these international schools, children bring friends and you become friends, and you know.
Yeah.
This Thursday they made programs during school, and I have to honor because I accepted. So I have to honor, and the parents have called and saying, "Oh, you promised so and so." They made a program and they say you accepted. And it is true, I accepted. At school, and I accepted. I'd go pick them and I accepted. So this Thursday, my own words, because we are teaching them. So this Thursday, I am babysitting over 6 children.
Okay.
And we are going out for ice cream. And I'm going to be there. And I'm going to be speaking into their lives. I'm going to be pouring into them. So we have to be intentional. Even in marriage, even in advice, as parents. Don't be like, no. What advice are you giving them? What did your mother advise? What did your mother's mother? But also, it depends. If you never got advice from your mother, that is our mothers now, or from their mothers because they were damaged, it will go in the line. That you will get into a marriage, you're damaged, and so you don't care, so you don't even want to learn, and so the marriage will also end up that way. So it becomes a cycle.
A cycle that you have to break at some point.
Yes, you need to break. Like Esther did break that cycle that was going to happen to the Jews.
And let's talk about that breaking of the cycle, because right now it's not actually very possible. There should be trillions of people or zillions of people that are going through rough patches right now. It could be a heartbreak, could be someone has ghosted them, it could be someone is just non-committal. You know, they've been asking about the same thing. Who are we? I have had people asking, who are we? Like, are we in a relationship? Like, the girl has been in a relationship alone for so long, and they just don't know because they are not feeling the partner. And maybe and by the way, it's happening to the boys so much these days because the girls are busy having their own life. Life is lifing, and the man is asking, what is my position in your life? Like, are we in a relationship, or it's just some people are in friendships with benefits? So there's so many people that have undefined tears that they are going through right now. And when you talked about breaking the cycles, I think the cycles, we should be able to be prepared enough to break them before we even get into the marriage.
Yes.
We should not drag things that are not moving, and we think we can flip them and we can tag them along, and then they can change when we get married.
No.
Because some of us are taking on projects that will never amount to anything. So I want you to be able to speak to such a person that is going through both defined and undefined tears, and they just don't know what next.
You see, I love giving examples of myself. So when we were beginning to date, I had just come out of a heartbreak. This person had just broken my heart. We had dated for 3 years. We had been together on training. We were working together. But you see, this person, we would, you know, craziness. You would go have sex and do whatever, and you think that is love. But he would tell me, "I'm not marrying you."
Like,
yeah,
point blank.
Yeah, I'm not going to marry you.
And what were you thinking about? Not the you now.
Of course, I would be like,
then
I'll be like, "You're not going to marry me." But because I was so vulnerable and I wanted to be loved, I'll be like, "I'll change. I'll do this."
Wait. Like, you took it upon yourself to be the one to change,
yes,
to be who he wants.
Yes.
But even then he told you, I would not marry you.
Yes, and then when he would come and he wants sex, I would be available.
Because then you thought maybe this would get you loved,
as in this would hook him to marry me.
Okay.
That because of what was told to us. Like I told you, I went to so many wedding preparations, bridal showers, and this is what would be there. And then you're hearing, you know, the different advice. You know, when you want to hook up a guy, you must have sex with him.
Wait.
You must, yes.
People used to say those things.
Hey.
Where have I been?
Now, let me even tell you, the other day.
Let me even face you.
The other day, now it's even worse. The other day, did you know that on this social media, there is a young guy in Nairobi who has a whole show. In this show, it is my husband who was showing me. And we're driving together that day. And then we are watching this show, girls. See, with them, what is taking them is the kind of car. And then they're looking at the car and he says, then he begins talking to her. And then, you know, the girl is even telling, "Oh, ukompoa. Oh, daddy, ukona gari poa. Can we, that means...
And that means you can go and just do anything.
Sweetie, not yet, not yet. And then he's saying, you know, I can give you everything. You can even touch here. We can even go in the back of the car.
Jesus.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
What's happening?
Is this happening? World? This is the generation we're in now. As in, there is nothing.
Fast everything. Fast food, fast sex.
There is nothing
fast marriage.
I am fearfully.
Fast relationship. Wonderfully made.
Fearfully.
From where?
As in, to get me, you have to first go through, you know, a process of appreciating who I am. So we have made it so easy for us to be played, to be dumped. We have been deceived with these small things. A phone, yani, a phone.
A car.
A car. This is something that when you move from here, it's done. Money sente bakola nkole. But it also takes us back to raising. That is another topic altogether. Takes us back to raising our children.
So we have a generation filled with accidents.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes. And remember what we said, that we're having damage, and then we're also busy. And we are not allowing, and also maybe as a church, we're not doing so much, or as a people. But I thank God that we are here.
Yeah.
And this is the platform to help, to speak to different people out there. Yeah.
So you left us at heartbreak.
So we break up. This guy tells me, I'm not marry you. But then afterwards, you're like, then in the evening, see, you've quarreled. In the evening, you're calling him. Hello. Yes, babe. Are you? Or can you come home? Yeah. Are you there? Yes. Okay, let me come and cook.
Then you go cook. You clean.
I love cooking. So I'm doing things for the married.
I know.
To a man
You're
who's not
auditioning.
married. I am auditioning. How many have come to audition?
To audition, I know.
In
You're
that
being
same
strung
space.
along.
So do you see what we are addressing now?
Yep.
Stop acting married when you're not married.
Yes. Let him wash his cup, let him... And the men are like, but you're spoiling them.
Hilda, wait a minute. You know, we will find his boxers there, whatever. Then you're washing them. I stopped washing my husband's boxers. I said I am spoiling him. Because we were advised.
You will be the end of us.
Hilda, I used to do it. But then
so now you're no longer spoiling
I don't do it anymore. And I told him.
And you told him,
And I said, I am spoiling you. Because if I continue with this, Hilda, with us we are done. We are growing all together. So when I'm old and my back can't do it, who will be washing for him? See, he will also be seated back, and then the boxers rot. Because my wife hasn't washed them. You're not going to call your daughter to come and wash them. You're not going to call the house help to wash them. What if I fall and my hand breaks? Who is going to wash them? So yes, when he was growing up, who was washing for him?
How did he look at you?
He understood. What I did, I bought a bucket for him. I soak them for him. Or I tell him, babes, when you're done, put them there. So when he goes to bathe, he washes them. He's okay with it. Very okay with it. So we usually say, you start up something, make sure that you complete
that's the thing is, it's not a one formula fits all. I think everyone should be able to define what their marriage is according to their partner, according to how they have seen them, and what they have understood their partner to be.
Yes. So we digressed a little. Back to... So you would go in here.
You caused yourself the heartache.
I caused myself the heartache. I am going...
Self-inflicted.
You're going... You're
acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Cooking, then you're going there. You're cleaning up the house.
Shaking.
The worst. Kwanza.
You were engineering.
Kabisa. Do you know what I was even doing?
You become a mechanic.
Do you know what I was even doing? I was paying the rent for the house. The house that he had brought his siblings
to live in.
Who never respected me. And then he was cheating in the same house.
While you were washing boxers.
While I was washing boxers.
Like the list is endless. Cooking.
No. Let me make it worse. I even borrowed money. He used it to open up a shop. A shop that I thought was ours. Not only that, he opened up a restaurant.
That you thought was yours?
That I thought were together. But you know, the person was so smart that he was like, let me take advantage of this stupid one. Naive, Kwabisa, that I am in love.
Oh, butterflies.
Oh, butterflies. Oh, my love. So you were asking for the other ID. So I'm sure you could the other ID.
I know. The mechanic and the engineer, the veterinary doctor, and the microfinance.
All in the same. All in the
same. Microfinance manager.
Not even just
borrowing
microfinance
money.
Only. I was the, UN.
The UN of his world.
Everywhere. But because I thought I was in love.
Hail Mary.
You get it? But that is not, okay, it is love, but not being naive and stupid. It was being stupid. Yeah? Until my siblings told me, where is all the money you're working for? Hilda, I'll put on one trouser to office. That I'll put on one, this particular one.
Because you wanted to buy yourself into his life.
I was buying myself into his life. But the day I began, that is when I now started going back to church. I was born again, I had fallen. And I started going back to church. I went through deliverance. That is for another day. I went through so much. And I started getting back to my senses.
That's before you left the relationship or before it ended?
Before. And I got back to my senses. And I'm such a dreamer. I am gifted in that. So this particular day, I dreamed so clearly what was happening. I got to office exactly as I saw everything. That day, I told him I am done.
You're the one who broke it off?
I told him I'm done. I was done, by the way. I told him I'm done. Because,
you were breaking your own heart, but you were done.
Yes, because there was a time when I kept on saying, oh, we're going to break up. Oh, we're going to break up. Then we break up. Then you're the first person to call, hi.
I miss you.
I miss you. You're the first one. I miss you. And then he's like, Moina.
She's back into my snare.
She's back. Spider. Where are you? Web kabisa. Then he puts the web there. Then you're in there. You
bring your money. You bring
everything. Then your hair. Then when you try to break the web, he's like, I know she will be back. Then you go back again. Then he's like, nimekushika.
We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. But I don't know. This story gets more interesting by the minute, because this is exactly what so many people are going through. And it's self-inflicted pain and self-inflicted heartbreak anyway, and sometimes the much-needed heartbreak that you needed, because sometimes the heartbreak comes to wake us up. That, you know what, look, this is not working the way you hoped it would work. It's better you bury that past and open a new chapter all together. Guys, I know that some of you are like, but give us more time. It's okay, we will give you more time. But first, let us know what you would love us to talk about. I know you're going through a situation, and that situation is something that is being, so many people are going through, and when we talk about it, it will be able to help and redeem so many people out there. So you have the numbers on the screen. Make sure that you WhatsApp us and tell us what would you love us to actually handle. In case you have a question, you can actually put it on there. We'll make sure that we get back to you, and we'll make sure that we talk about these things. Follow our programs, follow the things that we do, our events through the months. Make sure that you plug into a community that will be able to help you even when you can't help yourself, or even when you can't trust anyone, but you can be able to plug into this community and get the hope that you need in order to change your life and transform your life. We love you, and we hope that you can be able to learn and get out of whatever it is that you need to get out of, or hold tight to your faith and hope and the things that you need to hold tight. And we wish you a blissful marriage. Yeah?
Yep.
Thank you for watching. Bahati comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 p.m. here on Spirit TV. Bahati, bringing you knowledge, wisdom, financial and personal growth, better relationships leading to your transformation and elevation.